When we come out here to do our deliveries, there are so many different things that can happen, especially, maybe you're on your way to the customer. And one of those things that's happened to me, let me know if this has ever happened to you guys, is that the customer will message you or give you a call and say they realize they put the wrong delivery address in. Let me know if this has ever happened. I recently came across a delivery driver where this had happened to them and it turned into a bad experience. Let me read you what they said. They titled it "First Bad Experience with a Customer." I got to the drop-off location and noticed the numbers weren't matching. Then got a text saying where the actual address was. 0.6 miles away, which actually isn't too bad. I texted back saying, "Hey, you got the address on the map incorrect." Then I get a phone call from them. I answer, and this teen is saying what he said in the text. And then what I assume was his mother grabbed the phone telling me, "Hey, you can't just leave my order at the wrong address," in a mean tone. I replied by saying the address was wrong, and she cuts me off saying, "We've been ordering DoorDash and Uber Eats for 15 years and we have never had any issues." I said, "Ma'am, first of all, I never said I'm leaving the order there. I don't mind bringing the order to you. I'm just explaining." Then she cuts the line off, which sounds like she probably hung up on him. I was so pissed, and now I regret taking it to them and wish I called support about it. So it sounds like this delivery driver got the right address, went and delivered it to the customer. It sounds like the customer was upset. Sounds like they probably got an attitude. Who knows what was going on the phone, but it sounds like a frustrating situation on both sides. But the customer did put the wrong address in from what this delivery driver's saying. Well, the delivery driver drops the order off, and come to find out, the customer gave them a thumbs down, which is very frustrating, especially they went out of their way to go deliver it to their other address. Granted, it wasn't very far away from the original address, but why did they end up leaving this delivery driver a thumbs down when they originally gave him the wrong address and then they went and delivered it? So it just sounds like a frustrating situation all around. Now, I've had this happen to me a handful of times. One memory that I have is I'm driving down the road. The customer forgot to update their address from their work address. Thankfully, it wasn't too far and I was willing to go get them their food because you want them to have their food. But for safety purposes, I had called into support to update them of the address that I was going to be going to. And at that time, this was like years ago in my earlier days, at that time they did compensate me for that extra travel. I would assume that they still do this, but I know we have to like chat into support and it totally depends. Let me know if you've ever had to do this and support compensated you to travel those extra miles. But again, it wasn't very far at all, so I was definitely willing to do it. Another instance where I had a similar situation, except the delivery address that the customer had decided to change it to was like 45 minutes away, deep in Portland. They were offering me $20 cash to bring them the order from where I was at, or where their address should be, all the way into Portland. Now, I turned this down for a couple reasons. Number one, the biggest one, safety. They're having me go from the address that's in the system all the way out into Portland. Now, yes, I could call support and, update them with the address, but this was just too far out of my zone. And who knows if they were going to even really give me the $20 to go out there. And then their food would be sitting in my car for 30 plus minutes while I drive out there. The whole situation didn't make any sense to me because they could have canceled the order, probably got refunded and ordered from somewhere else. I don't know, but they could have looked at some other options. That way they're getting fresh food. That's a pretty far distance to deliver their food. So what I did is I called support up and I let them know the situation, that the customer had changed their address, which was like 45 minutes away from where their address is supposed to be. And support told me I had the option to cancel the order, which I did, and the customer got refunded for their food. I ended up keeping the food, so it ended up working out for both of us. That way the customer could order some food that was a lot closer to them. But let me know if this has ever happened to you, and kind of throw a wrench in things when a customer does this, because your goal is to get their food, get it to them as quick as possible, and get on to your next order. So when these type of things happen, it can kind of throw you off, can kind of slow things down too. But let me know if this has ever happened to you guys. I'm gonna get the apps turned on, and we're gonna see what the first offer is for tonight. All right, guys, I got the app turned on. I got Uber Eats turned on, and this is the first thing that I see. It says, enjoy more details in Trip Planner. We're making Trip Planner even more helpful. Now you'll also see the addresses for all stops in the delivery, so you can plan your route with more confidence. 1, address information, see pickup and drop off addresses up front, which is awesome. 2, navigate confidently, always know exactly where you're going. And 3, view details. All of the order details are just a click away, which is awesome. Now, of course, we're starting the evening off with some declines. I got this off for $18.01. Sounds nice, but not for 18.8 miles. And it was going to take me in the middle of nowhere. That is an absolute no. Declined that offer. This one came right in after that. $15.41. Again, sounds nice, but not for 2 pickups for 14.3 miles. That was a decline for me. Held that as I usually do. Got this offer, $7.09 for 2.9 miles. Now, this is for my McDonald's, where there is usually always a wait. We're heading over there now. It is Saturday night, so I don't know how it's going to be in there, but I always have to wait in there. It just seems like that the times that I pick up in there. And sometimes I say to myself, you know, I don't want to take any offers from here, but we're going to give them another chance, because you got to give restaurants a chance once in a while. And we're going to go check in, and hopefully my order's ready or close to being ready. We shall find out. We're heading there now. Picking up for that name. Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good night. You too. So they actually had my order ready. I think they just got done with it. As you guys could see, if you guys could see, there was a bunch of orders sitting on the counter, which is unusual. And it's unusual that they had my order ready, but I will take it. That's why sometimes you have to go check out a restaurant again. You just never know. Sometimes they change their ways. And tonight they're leaving the orders out, and 2, my order was ready, which makes me happy. So customer is 5 minutes, 2 miles, and they are in a house. Leave it door. We're on our way. So got the order dropped off. The only thing is, I was trying to find the address. Even though the pinpoint's on the house, I like to visually confirm that I'm at the right location, because the pinpoint can be off from time to time. So I'm looking in like the usual spots, the mailbox, on the curb. Sometimes it's painted on the curb. By the garage, there was pillars. I didn't see it there. I'm like, where is this address at? Of course, it was in front of my face. It was like up where the pillars are attached, up above, right there in front of my face. So I was able to confirm it, got their order dropped off. So they should be happy to have their McDonald's. But I did want to mention one quick thing, because there's always newer drivers coming in. And a big thing is to be sure you're tracking your mileage, whether you're writing it down or tracking it in an app, because this is a big tax write-off come tax season. Now, if you are looking for an app, there is an app called Solo that will track your mileage. It will help you estimate your state and federal taxes. You can also hook up all of your apps within Solo, so everything's in one place. It's meant for gig workers, which is nice. And there's also a spot where you can input your expenses. So let's say you bought a phone holder, a hot bag, a grocery cart to carry groceries in. You can put this in the Solo app. That way you have all the information come tax season to make sure you get all of your write-offs. If you're interested in checking out Solo, I will have my link down below in the description for a 7-day free trial. Now, if you decide you like Solo and you sign up for one of their subscription plans, you will get a $10 sign-up bonus. Now, I do also want to mention, if you do sign up with one of their plans, this is a tax deduction as well, because you are using this for business use. But regardless, make sure you're keeping track of your mileage. That way you have it come tax season, as well as your expenses. That way you can write these things off. So we're gonna get the apps turned back on, and we're gonna see what I can line up next. All right, guys, so I got the apps turned back on, and this is the first offer I got from DoorDash. $2.25. Now that is just an automatic decline. The miles were 1.3 miles, but get this, it was for an order for Old Navy, and it says retail pickup. It sounds like I would go pick up these items, but I'm absolutely not doing that for $2.25. Have you guys ever seen an offer from Old Navy? I'm thinking, is this something they're doing for the holidays? I've never seen one of these offers for Old Navy's. Let me know. But of course, that was a decline. Got this offer from Uber Eats, $9.06, which was a trip radar, but the mileage was 10.9 miles. That was an absolute no. Held out as I usually do, and they're coming in. Got this offer from DoorDash, $6.10 for 3.1 miles for Mod Pizza. We're heading there now, and Mod Pizza is typically pretty good. The order is usually ready or close to being ready. Picking up from Michael and DoorDash.
Here you go. Have a good one.
You too, thank you. All right, order was ready. Like I said, they're usually pretty good. It's not even busy here, which is surprising for a Saturday night. Very interesting, but hey, my order was ready. Customer, let me hit directions. They did leave me some notes to ring the doorbell. Now, I typically don't ring the doorbell because they do get notifications through the app that I'm on my way, unless they specify to do so, and they did, so I will. And it also says do not block the door. So it looks like, because there's a picture, they might have a screen door, and just for newer drivers, make sure you always set the order off to the side so they can open up their screen door. I've had it done to me, and it's no fun trying to get your order, so always set it off to the side. So I'm going to tap directions, and they are 10 minutes, 2.66 miles. We're on our way. All right, guys, another smooth drop off. So this particular apartment complex, I remember, it's been a very long time since I've delivered there. So you kind of go down like this windy, long road, and the apartment complex is like set in the back, and there's a golf course nearby, but it's kind of dark back there. That's how I kind of always remembered it. Just dark with kind of like low lighting back there. I don't know how I'd feel about that apartment complex if I lived there, because there's kind of, the parking lot's dark. Anyways, it's not like creepy or anything. It's just a darker area. So I found the customer, got them their order. I did set their order and their drink back from the screen door, because again, although the pizza's like, you know, small, they could open their screen door, but it's just a good habit and they want it set back. So that's what I did. And also rang the doorbell, because they had left the note to ring the doorbell. So they should be happy to have their order tonight. Wasn't too bad of a night. As always, you're always going to have those declines. That Old Navy one though, like I said, I haven't seen an offer like that before for Old Navy. So that was an interesting one. Maybe it's something they're doing for the holidays. Anyways, always appreciate you guys coming along with me, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.